variety is good. So awesome. So we're going to talk about the purpose of variety and refreshing your workout on occasion, different ways to take advantage of the seasons, and how to work out on vacation. So go ahead and type in the chat. Can anybody come up with reasons why to actually refresh and add variety to your workout? We're also going to talk about how to refresh a routine that works. Yeah, keep it fun and keep actually doing it, right? When it's fun, it's so much easier to actually make that happen. Yes, to work different muscles. And of course, your muscles get used to it. You guys are so smart. Um, so we want to make sure that our workout is more effective by adding in variety. If you've done the exact same routine for a while, your body, which is super good at conserving energy, just doesn't get the same benefit because of neuromuscular efficiency. So your muscles coordinate to do the exercise with the least effort, least calorie burning, least change in your body. An example would be bicep curls. And if you did bicep curls, same weight, same form, same number of reps, your muscle size and strength will change a little bit at first. It's going to respond to the exercise, but then you're going to experience a plateau in your body. This would be spectacular. If we're living in the wild and conserving energy is important because calories are hard to come by, but that's not our case anymore. And of course, variety is going to keep your fitness fun and not boring, like Hope mentioned. And of course, if you're enjoying your workout, it's so much more sustainable. You're going to find time for it easier, and it's so much more rewarding to be putting energy into something you love and reaping rewards from it. So the other part of this is getting variety. Make sure that you are hitting all your muscle groups. So similar to making sure that you are eating a wide range of colors to make sure you get in all your nutrients. Varying your workout is going to help you make sure that you hit all the different muscles in different ways. So you'll be able to lift, push, pull, do cardiovascular exercises, and that means you can enjoy your life more, right? You can be comfortable in a wide range of situations, prevent injury and pain. Balance is also important, prevents falls, and that's of course important as we age, but it really is important at all ages to feel stable and comfortable, again, in a wide range of situations on different surfaces. I know we've all had some moments on the ice, right, living in Vermont?
Yep.
So, you know, if you spend a lot of time in the gym, going outside and kayaking gives you an opportunity to, one, put your hard work in the gym to use. It also gives you an opportunity to spend time enjoying that motion. The resistance will come at varying intensities as you paddle, different angles, and because it's fun, you might not notice how much you're working. Rest intervals will be different. You may row for longer than you would on a rowing machine. So just taking the time to take an exercise and bring it outside can be enough variety to really get some benefit. Of course, we're always going to want to take advantage of the seasons, living in a state as beautiful as Vermont. So everybody who's able, I highly recommend going outside. Now is obviously the perfect time to think about refreshing your workout because it's hot out and that could constrain you, or it could also make it so that there are different things that you would like to add into your workout. Ideally, we would reassess monthly to see what things we could mix up. So taking advantage of the summer, we want to think about incorporating favorite summer sports like swimming, and also thinking about what we need to avoid. So if you force yourself to do it again, odds are good that it just won't happen. We can't rely on sheer willpower alone. If overheating is a concern in the summer, you might choose to adjust your program. So you're doing some strengthening, but you do it in air conditioning or, in the shade or at the end of the day when it's cooler. You might work in some fun cardio that you enjoy, like hiking with your friends. And then maybe you do a little bit more stretching as part of your routine because the heat bothers you. And of course, it feels really good to stretch in the summer when you're all warm and your muscles are warm in the sun. Maybe you want to work in other summer sports or you're in a league. So just working that in as part of your schedule. Of course, if you love working out outside and that's your favorite thing ever, working in rainy day plans. So having a contingency plan so you can stay on track and keep working towards your goals. Gym workouts, indoor classes, workout videos, all great options. Does anybody have any rainy day options that they want to share with everybody in the chat? Go ahead and type them in if you've got a tidbit for the rest of us here. If you have a family, it may be that you really want to make sure that everybody is getting enough. Yeah, napping, YouTube videos and napping. I mean, if you've been working out 7 days a week, I highly recommend a nap. Yeah, so there's a lot of wonderful resources on YouTube. And if you have a family, there are wonderful YouTube kids yoga videos. I know we've used Cosmic Kids Yoga, and they have a host of cartoon characters that you could be doing a yoga video modeled after. So we did a Pokemon one, and it was really, really funny because they had sort of transformed different yoga poses into being different Pokemon characters. And, we were being a Charizard in one moment and then a Pokeball in the next moment. It was really fantastic. You can also do dance video games. And if you are making it a group activity, there's Go Noodle. But if you're making it a group activity, there's a greater chance that it'll get done because it's engaging everybody. It's social. There are more reasons to prioritize it. There are also some really fun apps you can try if you enjoy the fantasy genre. There's an app called Fantasy Hike. That's wonderful motivation, keeps you going. Zombie Run, if you're a runner, will help you push yourself with its storyline because you're always having to, work hard to avoid the zombies, do these next tasks. So taking advantage of these resources that are always changing, always new. Oh, you've done Zombie Run. That's awesome. And then we also have the challenge of when our schedule changes, right? When we're working out on vacation. um, so type it in the chat. Should people work out on vacation? Should we definitely always work out on vacation? Is it not a vacation if I have to work out? While you're typing. My thought on this is decide what you want. If you're super, super dedicated to your fitness, you've built it into your routine, and you're somebody who has to work out 7 days a week or the habit falls off your radar, maybe a rest is the absolute best thing that you could be doing for your body, right? We need more than just exercise. We also do need rest, and we do need time for recovery. But if your goal is something other than rest, planning to meet your goal in some way is really helpful. So I always like to say, failing to plan is planning to fail. It sounds a little bit harsh, but just taking that time to think ahead is what is vital here. You can choose to keep moving by experiencing the area that you're going to. Maybe you pick your location based on this, but really any location, you can find really incredible activities to do in the area, even if you're just walking to get coffee in the morning, or maybe you take a horseback riding tour. There are kayaking tours and cycling tours of a lot of areas. You can also take advantage of new gyms with different equipment. I know some of us in rural Vermont don't have access to a lot of gyms that have the most up-to-date equipment or the coolest, funnest, newest classes. So just taking advantage of the resource in the area that you're going to. You can also do free activities like just hiking and having a picnic or playing tag with your family after dinner. So just planning ahead and trying to make it a habit, even if it's completely different from your home routine. This is a really great source of variety. And then other times that your schedule might change is if you're on a staycation or you have house guests, you just have a busy, busy day. Here again, planning is going to be key. So we talked about how to plan for a vacation, but on a staycation, maybe we do a little less planning because we're just staying home. And maybe when you're on a break from work, like a staycation, maybe you've set aside time to fix your porch or paint your house, and you know you're going to be physically exhausted at the end of each day. Consider a stretch routine or gentle yoga, something that will still be a treat for your body, but will be appropriate with what you're doing during that time. If you have house guests, building a little activity into your time with your guests can offer some opportunities for laughs and just enjoying each other's company in a different way. And just think about it. Maybe there are hikes that you've been meaning to take but haven't found the time for, or a swimming hole, or maybe you guys love lawn games and just never play them because, you forget. After dinner lawn games can be a wonderful source of just a little extra movement. And then we have busy days. So I'm sure you guys have some suggestions for busy days. And of course, we are our best resource. So type in the chat, what's your secret back pocket thing for busy days? Do you have one? Do you need one? I know I have a little stretch that I like to do at the grocery store. It's not in, sometimes I'll clasp my hands behind my back and just open up my chest here. So looking like that. It's not super embarrassing to do at the grocery store, and it's just a little extra movement. It really helps me because I tend to hunch forward. You can also seek out some 10-minute workouts. There are 10-minute YouTube videos for yoga or Pilates. There are even 10-minute workouts that you could do in your bed, in your pajamas on YouTube. Highly recommend those. A lot of times they focus a lot on core strength. But just something you can do in your bed is different and fun. Oh, and the 7-minute workout from New York Times. Great suggestion, Hope. Toe stretches while you're in line. I'm not brave enough to do those in the grocery store. I don't know why, but if you are, go for it. Alrighty. So now let's talk a little bit about refreshing your current routine. Some of us have an absolutely incredible routine that we already know and love, but just to make the most of our energy and our time to maximize the good to our bodies, variety is going to be key. Even the order of the exercises matters. So if you have a routine and you love all the exercises in the routine, you might choose to keep that routine, but you can still add a little bit of variety. So when we work out, maximum energy will always be spent on the first couple of exercises. Maximum brain power, maximum energy coming from your muscles. And that's going to result in the most change in that area. So if you always do your push-ups first and your rows last, your push-ups are getting a lot of love. You have the most mental energy to put into having really perfect form, and determination is fresh at that point. You may be doing rows with the least amount of physical and mental effort. It will feel like the most still, right? But because you're tired, you actually are putting in a little bit less of your power. So switching up the order allows the rows to get the star treatment, and you may find that you can manage more weight, you can approach it with better form. You may even feel more sore the next day just because of the inherent effects, right? Organically, you put in more effort. So that's a really interesting way to mix up your workout without even mixing up your workout. Sometimes when I have a workout that I do and I love, I'll just do it in reverse and see what happens. Another thing that we could do is add instability. So you don't actually have to do stand-up paddleboard yoga to add instability to your routine. Even just standing on a really squishy mat on the carpet compared to a thin, firm mat on a tile floor is plenty to add instability to your workout. You are absolutely going to notice a change, especially in any exercise where you're standing on one leg. What are ways that you guys already switch up your workouts? Do you already take advantage of different things? You could do different variations of the same exercise, like switching out a plank for some mountain climbers where you're running your legs in that plank form. That will take your body through a different range of motion because you're having to have one leg support you at a time and then the other leg. Yeah, even just finding new YouTube videos instead of doing the same ones over and over again is a really wonderful suggestion. Maybe you switch out jogging for sprinting up an incline. Ooh, okay, a kayaker switch to a stand-up paddleboard. I love that idea. That's good variety. Yeah, and using different music changes the pace, right? And that can really impact how you're doing things. When you do certain exercises in a really slow, controlled way, it will hit your body differently than if you're doing it in a fast, explosive way. So if you are changing out the weights, that also changes your impact to your body. It triggers your muscles to develop more strength. You can also make the exercises explosive by powering up an incline. So let's all stand up and do a few sample changes here. If you currently have squats in your routine, you might want to switch that out for some different exercises. So when you're choosing which exercise to switch it to, you don't have to do it super consciously, but but you can also just play with variety and see what happens. So if I do a squat right now, my feet are shoulder width apart. I'm just going to go down and up. Do a few repetitions. You can even put your hands on your muscles to feel which muscles are working. So my hands are on my thighs right now. And I can move them back to my hamstrings. I can feel different things that are tensing, even on my glutes, even on my stomach, right? You have muscles working in your stomach to stabilize you as you go down and up. So you can feel different things that are working here. A lunge makes the exercise unilateral. So I have my right leg going forward, my left leg going back. If I do it as a lunge, one thigh is working more than the other. One quad is working more than the other one. And when we make an exercise unilateral, we've made it so that we're able to even out side to side imbalances. When I do the squat and both legs are working to move me down and up, then one can take more of the exercise than the other. And it will be your strong side that takes more. It's not going to be your weak side. So on me, it's my right arm, the right side of my back, right side of my core, right leg. If you're left-handed or a little bit more ambidextrous, it might be different for you. And then if we do lunge to knee raise, we go down and then go up. There's more hip stabilization happening and more core engagement. So you can see how that would really, really mix up your workout and change your body in a new way. We also have the activity of a wall sit, and I'll sit on an imaginary wall here. My knees are 90-degree angle. The 90-degree angle is actually lower than a lot of people get in their squats, so you might be increasing range of motion. You're working your endurance by staying in one static position for a long time. And then, of course, if we do a jump squat, where we're squatting and then explosively lifting up off the ground, we're working our muscles in a different way because our calves and our feet are more involved. And of course, that explosivity requires something different of your muscles. Just to be able to leave the ground requires your muscles to function in a different way. Does anybody have any questions about that? Perfect. So here's another little sample change. If I have push-ups, I'm stand back up again. We'll do it a imaginary push-up here. My hands are on a surface and I'm going down and I'm going up. So my chest and my triceps are working, my shoulders are working a little bit, my hands might be gripping the floor. But again, we have this bilateral exercise where we're going down and up, and you may find that your right arm is working a little bit more. The right side of your back is stabilizing, right? You have a core, and that's a push-up being a moving plank. Your core is going to be working, but maybe one side is working more than the other one, letting the other side sleep. If we change this push-up to an uneven push-up so that you have one hand flat, one hand up on knuckles, or a medicine ball, or a yoga block, whatever it may be, you're making it unilateral to even out side to side imbalances, and take advantage of that power. When our body is even side to side, it works better. Although our body loves to cheat exercises and conserve energy, by forcing it to even out over time, it will, all the pieces work together more efficiently and more comfortably, reduces pain. So what about a chest press? This is when you're laying on your back and you are pushing weight away from you. You might have it in a barbell or 2 dumbbells or a kettlebell, anything like that. These are all just chest press variations. If you have 2 dumbbells, you have some shoulder instability here, right? So I would have to use more stabilizing muscles in my shoulders to perform that action. If I can do 100 push-ups, I may not get additional benefit from doing more push-ups. I may get closer to my goals by choosing to increase the weight that I push when I do a chest press. Because if I can do 100 push-ups, my core strength is probably just fine, 100 push-ups with perfect form I'm talking about. But if I want to continue developing that area, I'm going to add more weight to a chest press. Now, a shuffle push-up is where I would be doing my push-up and then springing up, placing my left hand near my right hand over here, and then doing another push-up over here. So again, this is the explosivity. We're changing the intensity of the exercise. We're leaving the ground, so our hands need to spring off the ground, and that works your fingers, your wrists, like all the little tiny muscles in here. And of course, when you're landing, you have to land in that like soft, like a cat form. So we're training your muscles and your body to coordinate in a different way. Does anybody have questions about this? Does anybody have any specific questions about how they want to mix up their workout? Wonderful. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and have fun refreshing your workout. Thank you.
Thanks so
Have
much.
a good day.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.